Hey guys, Chef Scott here for Devil's Food Kitchen. I've been feeling a little under the weather this week. I have not gotten into the kitchen to make a recipe for you, and I'm sorry about that, but I did want to produce a video, and I thought it might be the right time to sit down and give some words of wisdom, some advice to any of you that are new to the industry. Maybe you've just graduated or you're just starting your first job. And these are things that I've certainly learned the hard way over the span of my career and would have liked to have known early on. First off, congratulations. It's a big deal to graduate from higher education. It took a lot of time and commitment, and it's a big decision to make. So I hope you pat yourselves on the back for a job well done. And I hope that you also take a moment to thank and appreciate the people around you, your friends, your family, whoever it may have been, that supported you through this step, because we never do it alone. The first thing you need to understand when you're going into the industry and you have your first job is you don't really know anything. School is a foundation. You have learned the building blocks to now go learn the industry. That might not be a really pleasant thought after you've just spent this time and money at culinary school, and by no means am I saying that that was a waste. Higher education, I think, is always a positive. My point is that the industry, really understanding the industry, is based on experience. It's being on the job. And culinary school, as great as it is a bubble. You are all going to realize that you don't really know what you're doing when you get into your first job. The second thing that you need to understand is that you're gonna be incredibly overwhelmed. It's gonna be scary. Things are gonna be moving really quickly. They're gonna be using kitchen jargon you're not used to. They all know each other. They've been bonding as a team for a long time. When you go to your very first job, it's an isolating experience. So when you couple that with not really knowing what you're doing technically, it can be really overwhelming. Thoughts of, oh man, I just made a mistake. What am I doing? This isn't the career for me. Those are really common. Everybody feels that at some point, and it's not true. You're just a fish out of water and you need to get your bearings. So be patient, because it will come. As long as you're open to learning, as long as you're open to admitting mistakes and you don't fear them, you'll be okay. And the thing is, that feeling of isolation, of overwhelming ineptitude, doesn't really end at your first job. You feel it at your next job, you feel it at your first role as sous chef, you feel it at your first role as an executive pastry chef. It just continues along in your career. So you have to be okay feeling a little bit out of sorts. For any of you that feel that right now, you're like, man, I think I made a mistake. You didn't. You just need to change your perception. So this brings me to the next natural step in this mental progression here. And this is the most important thing I could tell you, and the most important little nugget of wisdom I ever impart on any of my former cooks or students or whoever it may be. And that is, embrace failure. You are going to fail. You're gonna fail a lot, all the way through your career. And you know what? It's a good thing. Failure is the only way to learn. You have to fail. You have to make a mistake to really get it in your head what's right, what's wrong. That's experience. Long ago, I decided that I was going to embrace failure. I was going to accept it and welcome it. And let me tell you, once you start to embrace failure and you don't fear it any longer, it really opens you up. It opens you up as a person, it opens you up to growth, to new experiences, and you get better. You become more patient with yourself. It's the key to learning a trade craft, because we do a vocational craft. It is trade skill. We have to use our hands, and that requires repetition. That requires patience, because you're gonna fail a lot. You have to cut something over and over and over again to gain the muscle memory to know how to do it correctly. There's no substitute for that. And I promise you that a chef that you work under is going to value your ability to assess your failure and move forward. No one's gonna fire you or rip on you because you failed one time. If they do, leave that job. They're a jerk. You don't wanna work for someone like that. You wanna work for a chef that recognizes failure is part of growth. It's essential to growth and has the patience to let you fail. But on the other side of the coin, you have to be open to that failure and treat it the right way. So I hope you can see that the trend here is developing the right mental state. That mental state is going to reflect outwardly as your attitude. And your attitude is your most important asset when you are a new cook in a kitchen. All a chef really cares about is finding people with the right attitude. I gotta be honest, when I hired my cooks, I don't really care what your skill set is. Because if it's bad or it's good, I'm still gonna break it down and build it back up to fit my program. What I can't change so easily is your attitude, is where your mind is at every single day you're in my kitchen. So if your attitude's not right, you've got a long, rough road ahead of you. And unfortunately, if your attitude's not right, it probably means you're gonna make excuses as to why things aren't going your way. It's this chef, or it's this environment, or it's this cook. No, it's you. It's you and how you're willing to work with others, how you're willing to work with yourself. Now, attitude is super key, and this brings me to my last point. This is the most detrimental thing you could possibly do, and that's take on an air of entitlement, because nobody owes you anything. When you come into a kitchen, it's a very simple contract. You come in for X amount of hours and do X work and get paid for it. That's it. The transaction's even after that. Anything else, pardon the pun, is icing on the cake. It's nice if you get coaching, if you get career advancement, if you get all of these other things to develop you as a professional, but it's not owed to you. The worst thing you can do is think that because you've worked for 6 months in a position, or a year, or 2 years, that you are owed a new title or a new set of responsibilities. It's not how it works. You deserve a new position if and when a chef deems that your skill set at this level warrants the next level. Take the time to do the tasks that, yes, are monotonous. I'm not saying it's not boring to scoop cookies every single day for months on end. But with the right attitude, with the right humility, you are going to build a rock solid foundation that is going to serve you for the rest of your career. And it's going to serve you outside of your career too. It is building a character set that lets you apply maximum effort to everything you do. And you're going to get a lot out of life if you do it. The last thing I'll say before I leave you for the week is to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. And I know that can seem a little counterintuitive to everything I've said. Yes, there will be days that are stressful or frustrating. Yes, you'll have those customers that just drive you up the wall. But at the end of the day, this is something that we love to do. We're being creative and we're making people happy with our food. And that's really, really special. I hope you appreciate it. I hope some of this resonated with you and helped you out, no matter what career you may be embarking on or where you may be in it. If you got more questions or some comments, leave them below. And if you disagree with me, leave that below too. I'm always open to discussions. Until next time, I'm Chef Scott for Devil's Food Kitchen.